Replacing a car battery can swing from being extremely easy to fairly difficult depending on the vehicle you're working with. A car like the Australian Ford Falcon is extremely easy because the battery is right here in the engine bay ready to go. But vehicles like the Holden VE Commodore have them in the boot, and some European SUVs and vans even have them under the driver's seat. In addition, some modern vehicles with stop-start systems also need to be reconfigured using a tool like the Sentry refit to alert the vehicle that a new battery has been fitted and to reset the vehicle's charging parameters. So if you have any doubts at all about replacing the battery in your car, we would always recommend stopping by your local Sentry Batteries retailer. Having said that, let's replace the battery in this Ford Falcon. To begin with, it's a great idea to make sure you have no jewellery on your fingers, around your arms or around your neck. And a pair of gloves is also a fantastic idea. Make sure that the ignition system is turned off and that the key is removed from the vehicle. And if you have a proximity key, you should also make sure it is at least 2 meters away from the vehicle. Also ensure that you never test batteries by short-circuiting the terminals, which may cause burns or other injuries. Before you remove your car's existing battery, take note of the terminal locations where the positive and the negative terminals are situated, and make sure it is exactly the same on your new battery. The replacement battery must be the exact same type and technology as the one it is replacing, and if you're ever unsure, do make sure you visit sentrybatteries.com.au and double check the correct fitment for your vehicle. To remove the existing terminals on your battery, you will either need a spanner or you will need a small sized socket, like this 1/4" one I've got here. To begin with, we want to remove the negative terminal, so simply loosen off the nut until you can pull it off the battery. Removing this one first minimises the risk of accidentally grounding your tools to the battery. With that done, we can remove the cover from the positive terminal and do the same with that one. Next, we can remove the bolt for the hold down bracket, pull it out of the way, and then carefully remove the battery from the vehicle. Before we install the new battery, it's very important to inspect the tray, make sure it's clean and free from corrosion. We can now place the new battery into the tray, ensuring that it is installed in the correct orientation. Next, we can reinstall the hold down bracket, and remember that this should not be over tightened, otherwise you may damage the case of the battery. A good rule of thumb is to turn it until you start to meet resistance, and then give it 1 or 2 additional turns. As long as the battery doesn't move, it's tight enough. Next, you can apply a very thin coating of high temperature grease to try and prevent corrosion from forming on the battery posts and also on the terminals. We can now replace the terminals, starting with the positive. Make sure they are sitting down as low as possible on the battery post and then tighten them until they do not move. Again, this is not a test of your strength. As long as it doesn't move on the battery post, we are good to go. And then do the same with the negative terminal too. Make sure you never hammer the terminals onto the battery posts, as this can damage the battery posts and potentially the battery case as well. And that's really all there is to it. This battery installation is finished. Another fantastic idea after you've installed a new battery is to get a permanent marker or a paint pen and write the installation date somewhere here on the top of the battery. Lead acid batteries have a lifespan of around 42 months or 3.5 years on average. So once your battery reaches this age, it's a great idea to get regular battery checks to ensure it is operating correctly and get a replacement before you're left stranded on the side of the road. For more information, visit the website sentrybatteries.com.au.